Hello everyone, today we're going to be reacting to the Apothecary Diaries Season 1 Episode 10. Now in the last episode, death. Just a lot of death. I mean, to be fair, only 2 people died, but compared to how the rest of the season was going, seems like a lot. Now with the old dude, we know how he was poisoned, we don't know who did it. And with the servant, we know how she died. We don't know, okay. We know how she died. We don't know how it was initiated and by who. And at the very end, Jinshi was told that the handmaiden of Aoduo had the burn marks on her. So she could have been the ones relaying the message. But okay, so Jinshi knows that one of the handmaidens of Aoduo has the burn marks. Now, he doesn't know whether or not Aoduo is the one orchestrating it, but I don't think he wants to start accusing people because I feel like he knows the handmaiden will confess to it for Aoduo's sake. So I think he wants to find out whether or not Aoduo was involved in it at all before he jumps. Without further ado, let's get straight on to it. Mixed with original content as always. All right, let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Anjanai. Anjanai. Oh. In prison. Or not. Purple hair. Jinshi. But I have to assume that's Jinshi. Jinshi. Goodness gracious. Gracious.
I heard about the girl who drowned. They say it was a suicide. I wonder if she did it because she served concubine Aoduo?
Oh, did she now?
Your consort Aoduo?
Oh, she served
She was
Aoduo.
going to lose her title as one of the 4 consorts and be replaced by a younger concubine.
She had a male baby with him back when he was still a prince, but the child died.
Powder.
It's a shame the rear palace is designed solely for producing heirs. Even the most beautiful flowers wilt eventually, and those unable to bear fruit no longer serve a purpose.
Oh, but what happens to them?
Before you go, take this with you.
They just get sold off.
Leftovers from yesterday's tea party.
Oh, thank you!
They're poisoned.
Good, you're here. Help me out.
Not again.
Is the Emperor coming
You're
over?
not holding
What's
anything
happening?
back for this one.
Our guest is the high-ranking concubine, virtuous consort Lady Lishu.
Oh. Interesting. Wonder why.
What an honor. I thank you
Okay.
for having me.
Finally wearing the same thing as
It's all
the
about
other ones.
feeling each other.
Sort of.
Is this just part of being a woman? Perpetually suspicious of the same sex?
I have no comment on that subject. I do not want to get roasted.
Watching Lady Gyokyo tease out information through genial chatter. She's definitely worthy of her title.
She is scary.
That's the taster from the garden party.
Yep,
I'm
still
glad
scared.
It looks like she hasn't been treated too harshly. Strange how none of the other servants are paying attention to their mistress.
It is.
Said, it doesn't seem like they're actively harassing her either.
Do you have any
I
issues
feel like she needs to get new handmaidens.
Oh, I simply adore them. Perfect. The drink is made from orange peels boiled in honey. I hope you like it.
Can you? I know you're picky, but
She can't handle honey either.
really,
Picky eater, right? What sort of guest turns down the hostess's food?
I'm gonna. Do it again. Start slapping people.
Lady Gyokyo.
Oh my, I believe this needs to be stewed longer. How about hot ginger water?
Yes, that will be fine.
I feel like Lishu should have some power.
Leave the cleaning up entirely to us.
How was concubines Gyokyo and Lishu's tea party?
Well, about Lishu.
I did find it suspicious how such a large-scale event happened so quickly. Everyone that was present had an enjoyable time.
I am far from being done with you.
No, he wants the 411. Do it again.
Did you hear that it was carried out by the Garnet Pavilion servant who drowned in the moat? Do you think she really committed suicide?
No.
I've
Up loose
already
ends.
told you that's not for me to determine.
What reason would she have for attempting to poison concubine Lishu?
I don't know.
Admiration for Aoduo? I don't know.
On that note, can you help at the Garnet Pavilion starting tomorrow?
Making it sound as if I have any say in the matter. Of course.
She is so small compared to him.
For the next few days, we'll work closely.
Fong Ming, who are they?
Assistance for our
Fong
cleaning
Ming.
day.
She has an androgynous, gallant kind of beauty. Is she really 35?
Almost looks like a.
Dressed differently, she'd pass as a young civil
There's a very
servant
sharp figure. Or sharp figures? Big features.
in dress.
Was that her on top? She definitely seems a lot more matured compared to
Who is
everybody
it
else.
she reminds me of?
Jinshi? I think we've established this from day one. As soon as we
That's
saw
Lady
Aduo.
Fong Ming. I expected the pure consort's head lady in waiting to be from an important family, but she's
Fong Ming.
surprisingly approachable.
You can ask the palace eunuchs to handle the heavier
Saw the
items.
raps.
Similar to the Jade Pavilion, the servants here are hard workers. There are a few idiots who could learn a thing or two from them.
Fire all of them, please. You leaving them out to dry?
That's
Maybe?
all of them.
You've done this
I don't
much
know.
already? Would you mind helping us out in the parlor as well?
Glad to. She's friendly, observant, and praises others freely.
That's a killer.
She has a real skill for handling people.
Yeah, people's bodies.
Thank you again for your hard work today.
Sure.
If
Mhm.
I'm not mistaken, you'll be spending the night here, correct? Please follow me.
You're getting thrown into the river. Or moat, sorry.
What smells sweet?
I insist you
Honey.
use this. It'll be cold tonight.
Can they infuse
I'm
honey
so
with candles?
grateful. Is the mastermind behind the poisoning really in the palace?
Yes.
Everyone
think.
seems so devoted to their work. Lady Fong Ming is a shining example. She's well past her prime, but in another life, she would have made a great wife. As far as motives for the poisoning, fierce loyalty could be one.
Yep.
The newest concubine about to ascend, the high-ranking consort who would be placed most at risk is Aduo.
Yeah.
But what if a vacancy opened elsewhere first?
I'm gonna say, why not take out the consort rising up?
If someone was poisoned for concubine Aduo's sake, it wouldn't be out of the question to target Lady Li Shu.
We're focusing a lot on Fong Mi.
Lady Li Shu?
Why you look so
She's
scared?
accompanied by just the one taster. Why is she at the Garnet Pavilion?
And why they look like they're about to get assassinated?
I see. Go on.
That's all. And what's with this casual attitude recently?
He's hoping you're, what's the word?
Let's change the subject.
Wanting of knowledge.
Who among them could make contact with the outside using some special method?
Fong
Only
Ming.
one possibility. It is Lady Fong Ming, the head lady.
Fong Ming. Fong Ming.
It's difficult for me to imagine a woman as gentle as her being part of a conspiracy.
That's
Then again,
the perfect
that's just my opinion.
cover.
This is for you. Good girls should be rewarded.
Don't say that. Don't
Don't be
say that. What?
Offer it to someone who wants your fingers in their mouth!
He's always been a pervert.
Yeah, you're right. Open the door.
Master Gauchwood! Laxatives in your food later!
Do you not like sweets?
Laxatives in your
I
food.
prefer spicy. If you weren't so high up, I'd kick him in the groin. Oh wait, there's nothing
Yeah.
there to kick.
But do it just in case. Just as an experiment.
Do you have any issues with sweets?
Are you putting the pieces together while you have fingers in your mouth?
The jars are all from an apiary Lady Fong Ming's family runs.
Lady Li Shu. So that's why.
What are you doing to my lady in waiting?
Dead. Dead.
Who gave you any authority to harass her?
Ooh. Kind of
Beg your
tree.
pardon.
Welcome! Huh? Master Jinshi's not here?
No, and sorry for the sudden intrusion.
He was hoping.
You may speak.
Are you not fond of honey?
How did you know?
It was written on your face.
Yeah.
Maybe you had a reaction to it at some point in the past?
What gives you the right to ask the consort such probing questions?
What gives you the right to be stupid?
The fact that she's being so rude to the virtuous consort alone gives us every right to have her expelled.
So that's how they pretend they're her only allies. By painting any outsider as a villain. She's an isolated concubine, with no one to rely on except her scheming ladies
Oh,
in
be
waiting.
the person to rely on for her.
What a vicious cycle. Before we continue, one more thing. Are you familiar with Lady Fong Ming?
Oh, yeah. You are afraid. Don't know why though. I would love to get some information though. It'd be quite nice.
Master Gaoxuan, is there a way one can learn about past events in the rear palace?
Past defense?
I can search through the court library.
I'd appreciate it. The following occurred 17 years ago when the current emperor was prince. He had a child, a son with concubine Adwo. He was born around the same time as the prior emperor and empress dowager's son, making him the current emperor's younger brother. That was the one child he had while he was a prince, and Lady Adwo was his only concubine. It was delivered by
Dr. Lauman?
several of the herbs growing in the rear palace were the same ones I used while growing up.
Oh, wait.
Someone must have transplanted them there.
Was your dad a part of the South Palace?
A doctor so obviously overqualified in his position as a pleasure district apothecary. What were you doing,
He was expelled?
Father?
Oh gosh, what did he do? He had to have done something bad to be expelled. Okay, let me go through this whole like lineage because that got sort of confusing.
He was born around the same time as the prior emperor and empress dowager's son, making him the current emperor's younger brother.
I think this is the one that confuses me most.
He had a child, a son with concubine
Okay,
Adwo.
so the prince at that time, who is the emperor now, but at the time he was a prince. Him and Adwo had a son.
He was born around the same time as the prior emperor and empress dowager's son, making him the current emperor's younger brother.
So the way that they're explaining this, he was born at the same time as the prior emperor and empress dowager's son. So the prior emperor had two sons with empress dowager. He had the son that is now the emperor, and he had another son that was born around the same time as the prince and Adwo's son. But this whole like making him the current emperor's younger brother, maybe they're talking about the other son that Empress Dowager and the old prince had. But the way that they're saying this,
He was born around the same time as the prior emperor and empress dowager's son, making him the current emperor's younger
brother. So at the beginning of the sentence, they were talking about the son that was conceived from Adwo and the current emperor. And then they say making him the current emperor's younger brother. That doesn't make any sense. Because there's no way the current emperor has a kid and that kid be his brother. Unless there's some Targaryen stuff going on right now. But maybe instead of them talking about the son that was conceived by Adwo, maybe they're talking about the son that was conceived by, or the second son that was conceived by the Empress Dowager, I guess, because they shifted the English language, my guy. Oh my goodness. Because at the beginning of the sentence, they were talking about the son that was conceived by Adwo. And then they were like, okay, yeah, this son was born at around the same time as the son that was born from the previous emperor and Empress Dowager. And then they had a comma, making him the current emperor's younger brother. Oh, who are we talking about? Are we talking about the boy that we were talking about in the beginning of the sentence or in the middle of the sentence? At the very beginning, I thought it was talking about Adwo, but now I'm starting to think, okay, they meant to talk about the younger brother.
That was the one child he had while he was a prince, and Lady Adwo was his only concubine. It says the emperor and concubine Adwo are foster siblings. So
I don't know what that
explains
means.
Close attachment to her.
So then, where does Jinchi fit in? Because I was under the impression, right, a couple of episodes ago during the garden party, how he was dressed up in these royal-esque looking clothes. He had a different pin, right? Everything kind of hinted towards him being the younger brother prince. Then again, when you look at Jinchi and you look at the emperor, right? When you look at the emperor, none of these features are the same as Jinchi. If we were to say that Jinchi is the younger brother of this guy, having the same parents, you would think that Jinchi and this dude would have some sort of similar features. Maybe they wouldn't look one-to-one, but the eyes are completely different, the hair color, everything. What does the mom look? What does Empress Dowager look like again? Okay. Never mind. I mean, she could be Jinshi's mom. She has the same hair color, eyes. Maybe the former emperor has dominant genes and just the emperor now took all of them. I don't know. It's super confusing. So did her dad do something to cause him to get exiled? They would have to. I don't know. It's gotten super confusing, but I think I've got it. I think I'm doing pretty good. What is Li Shu's problem? She seems to be not okay with having a lot of food, whether it be what kind of fish was she not having? She couldn't have a certain type of fish, and now it's honey. Combined with her fear of the handmaiden of Aruo, there's a lot more that's going on that we don't know about, and Mao Mao doesn't know about, and I feel like Jinshi should know about this. And I'm surprised he's not saying anything to Mao Mao, because if he really wants to get to the bottom of this, I feel like she needs to know as much information as she possibly can. Or maybe he's just wanting like an unbiased opinion. I don't know. There's a lot more stuff that's going on. And I definitely do think she has this Promised Neverland vibe about her, of where she seems like the nicest and most caring person in the world. But on the flip side, this is the perfect thing a murderer can do. Or at least maybe she cares so much for Aruo that she's willing to take out Li Shu in order for Aruo to stay a concubine. But anyways, that's my reaction to the Apothecary Diaries Season 1, Episode 10. If you like my reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want me to know anything more, put a comment section down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.